Hi everyone, I'm Poursoltan from Blunivo here. In this quick video, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about zero-shot React agent. Hopefully you'll be able to learn something new from it. So let's get into it. There is a specific type of LangChain agent called zero-shot. So this agent is clearly using React framework. By the way, I have described React framework in my other videos, but to give you a bit of context, React is all about combining reasoning and action in language models to decide which tool to use based on descriptions. It's like giving language models the ability to make smart decisions and also solve problems by thinking things through. The zero-shot React agent is basically a model that can generate um, realistic context without needing a specific training data. It's super versatile and can do all sort of things like creating creative text formats, translating languages, and also generating various types of creative context. The key components of zero-shot learning are mostly composed of three major components. We have semantic attribute space, class embedding, and transfer learning. In semantic attribute space, um, this is like a big conceptual map that simply describes different classes using set of attributes. Imagine trying to classify animals. You probably use attributes like this object has feathers or can fly or has fur and so on. And these attributes help define both the animals you've seen, which is coming from the training data, and the ones you haven't seen, which we referred as a test data. And then we have the class embedding. Think of these as vectors or points in a high dimensional space that represent different classes. So if you are classifying animals, each type, for example, here, if you have birds or mammals, is represented as a vector in this space. And then we have transfer learning. This is where things get really interesting. Transfer learning is all about taking the knowledge the model has learned from seen classes and applying it to unseen classes. For example, if a model is trained to recognize different breeds of dogs, it can use that knowledge to identify new breeds or even different species, like recognizing a wolf because it's similar to dogs. In this picture, you probably get a little bit more understanding how the zero-shot learning works. So you probably see there are different classes that these models has seen before, but there is this new data that hasn't seen before. Let's talk about pros and cons of using zero-shot React in LangChain. So for advantages, we have speed. One big plus is how fast it works. It can create descriptions in milliseconds, which is super handy if you've got tons of images and videos to describe, right? Imagine being able to capture a huge batch of photos almost instantly. And then we have accuracy. Another great thing is how spot on the descriptions are. They often match what a human might write, so you can trust it to give you reliable descriptions for all sort of users, right? And flexibility also another advantage here. It's really adaptable. You can use it for different types of images and videos, and which is making it very useful for things like social media posts, product descriptions, or video contents. And then we have the cons or disadvantages. Um, in this case, we have bias. Sometimes the descriptions might be biased. This means it could give you descriptions that are a bit off or even offensive um, because of the data that is learned from. And then we have the lack of context. Another issue is that it doesn't always get the full picture. And without context, the descriptions might miss the mark or be incomplete. Last but not least, we have interpretability. Um, what it says here, it says it can also be tough to figure out why it gave a certain description. This makes it relatively hard to trust the results completely or fix any mistake. But even with all these cons that I mentioned, there are plenty of ways to use zero-shot React agents. For example, we have image captioning. Um, it's great for quickly creating captions for images. This is perfect for making images galleries, spicing up social media posts, or even describing products. We have video descriptions, so you can use it to describe videos, which is also very helpful for making video summaries, adding details to YouTube videos, or generating closed captions. Text summarization, for example, is another use. It's very good at it, especially summarizing long text. This is useful for writing, perhaps, blog posts, creating email newsletters, or summarizing research papers if you're a researcher. In short, while it's super fast, accurate, and flexible, you've got to watch out for bias, lack of context, and tricky to understand outputs. But for tasks like captioning images, describing videos, and summarizing text, it's pretty awesome tool. Again, Sam Poursoltan from Blunivo. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys been able to learn something new today. Thanks.